County's district attorney wants the ultimate punishment for the accused shooter in the deadly Atlanta spa shootings.
Robert Aaron Long is back in court today for several motions hearings connected to those killings in 2021. Atlanta News First anchor Joe Gorcho spoke with an attorney about the complicated case.
Presiding over this case is a familiar name on the bench, Fulton County Chief Judge Glanville. Before being recused, he presided over superstar rapper Young Thug's trial. Now he oversees the death penalty case involving the 2021 convicted spa shooting killer.
Don't expect Judge Glanville to seal this courtroom or take any other extra special precautions preventing access from the press because of the importance of this issue to the community.
Criminal defense attorney Joshua Schiffer shares insight on this week's pretrial motions. It includes the defense making a motion to keep cameras out of court. The defense is bringing in Dr. Christine Ruva, a psychology professor out of state, to explain the media's impact on jurors.
We've looked at anti-victim or anti-prosecution pretrial publicity. Both have strong effect on jurors.
Schiffer explains that we will see many other motions made,
claiming basically any and all defenses, valid or not, in order to preserve those for future appeals.
The significance of what they do heightens with this being a death penalty case.
The death penalty determination by Fani Willis invites the defense to very much play a different game when it comes to trial.
According to Schiffer, seeking the death penalty is rare in Fulton County.
It's much more difficult to achieve a valid death penalty conviction when you have a more left-leaning progressive voter base, because that's who makes up your jury.
Joe Gorcho, Atlanta News First.